Hello, this is Christopher with Chicago Eats. I'm going to hop on the bus today to head north up to the uptown neighborhood off of Argyle. That is where the little Vietnam area is, and so that's where I'll be heading to get some pho. You know I said it, pho, gotta get it. It's good stuff. This is a little bit more Americanized, and I'll have to just fill you in when I get a little bit closer, so stay tuned. Okay, so just a little insider. There's the 151 that goes north, the 146, and the 146 Marine, it doesn't go far enough to get to Argyle. So there's the 147, and that will get me there express. I could have taken this 151 that's here now and still gotten to Argyle, but then it would take me longer than if I waited the 13 minutes for the 147. So just the insider tip, always think about the express buses and where they stop and start, because the 151 has two different buses, the 146 has two different buses, and they go different distances. So unfortunately, the 146 Marine I cannot take because it won't quite make it all the way there. So I could wait for the 146 Broadway, but then that would not get me there as quick as the 147. So just a little insight there. So I'll just be hanging out waiting for the bus for a few minutes and I'll get back. Okay, as you can see, the 147 is arrived. So let's get on board. Okay, I am off Argyle. I just wanted to give a quick update as I walk to the restaurant. There's this Foremost Liquors. Let me tell you, good people. It's a family owned branch or franchise, and they're just really nice. Always treat you like the family. So if you're ever in the area, pop on in if you're a drinking person. If you don't drink, that's fine. Just pass on by. Okay, I made it to my destination. I just wanted to give you a little update. There's also the red line that's right here. I could have taken that. It's under construction. It's still usable, but it's just not for me the quickest mode of transportation. I prefer the bus if I can. You can see it's going to get an entire new facelift and really step it up for the neighborhood. So here we are. Miss Saigon. That's where we're eating today. So just to give you a little bit update, this is another one of those places that have made it through the pandemic. It's kind of cool. They've got a window that opens. So I was able to sit right by the window and still enjoy a nice, delicious bowl of pho. This is the window that made it possible through COVID. The thing that I'll say about Miss Saigon is it's not your traditional bowl of pho. It's if you look at Little Vietnam that I went to recently, it is entirely different. Little Vietnam, it's authentic, it's the real deal. This, they've modernized it to, or kind of made it more Americanized. But the crazy thing is, I really, really, really love the pho. It's a little bit sweeter. It just grabs you. And on a given day, I would actually rather Miss Saigon's pho. So I, am a meat lover. So they have short ribs. So today we're going to do the short rib pho. I do it a little bit differently. I take the short ribs and I ask them to put it on the side instead of in the pho. What I found is when I first found this place, it was new. And I was like, hey, let's just give it a try. And to me, when they would add the short ribs into the pho, and so it's not traditional pho anyway. So I just called it basically a short rib meat soup. That's kind of was my explanation of it. But I think it's just time to go in. We're doing the beef short rib pho today. And let me tell you, it's so good. We're gonna have the short ribs on the side so you can just enjoy the meat. And here we go. Okay, I'm back with you. The food is here. So here's a quick look at the menu. I don't know if you'll be able to see that very well. The glares and all. They've had to shorten up the menu a little bit and raise the prices as most have. It's unfortunate, but you know, you got to continue to come out and support them. So here we go. The short rib. Look at the glistening and the meatiness. It's going to be so tasty, let me tell you. What's cool is I've been coming here, like I said, all through the pandemic, and they've just become to know me, and I know their family now, and so they treat me like family. And it's I just sit down and they automatically bring me my iced tea, my water. They don't bring the bean sprouts because they know I don't eat the bean sprouts. So it's really nice, you know. They just kind of get to know you and let you enjoy a good bowl of pho. So I'm gonna go in. I know I'll probably burn my mouth, which is not a good thing, but just look at how clear the broth is. You know, that's something that the Vietnamese culture, I believe, takes pride in, is just trying to have a good clear broth. And that is the case here. There it is. Got to blow. Yep, there you go. And it's always consistent. That's the nice thing. Tastes the same every time. And then, you know, the beef short ribs, it's one of those things that you're going to get messy. That's the way I do it. And the messier, the better it usually is. So just get in there and just enjoy. Yeah, good flavor, nice tender meat. I'm telling you, it's the way to go. I'll get back to you. All right, I'm back with you to either give you a tip or just kind of let you know my style. What I do is I go in for the meat. I just go straight in, enjoy that. I'll take a few, you know, sips of the broth here and there, but it's all about the meat. I go in, and then it allows the broth to kind of cool down. That way you don't burn your tongue. The other thing I've noticed, or in my opinion, my taste buds tell me, this little guy right here, the lime, normally you would squeeze that in there. I don't do that. It just changes the broth to the point that I just like the way it is. So today, my water gets it. Just a little tip. Give some flavor to your water. That way you don't waste your lime. And limes right now are super expensive. I think it fluctuates here and there, but what I found is sometimes they substitute it with the lemon, which I'm not a big fan of, but I don't need it for this broth, so it doesn't matter. All right, well, I'll get back to you and just take a look. After eating the short ribs, I throw in the basil and veggies. Look at the clear broth, ready to go. Okay, I'm back with you. The first thing I have to say is Clean Plate Club. You know I got to get that in. So you'll see from a photo that I provided that I actually eat the noodles and then I just enjoy the broth. That's kind of my style. I kind of deconstruct it. I eat the short ribs, then I'll throw in the basil, and I'll eat the basil and the noodles together, and then I leave the broth for last. So there it is, clean plate, ate it all, and I will wrap up things here and head out to give you a wrap up. All right, so that's a wrap for me. All right, see you all next time. All right, so I've settled up on the bill. Come out and just chat for a second. All right, they've got a little patio area, which is nice. On nice days, come sit out and enjoy. So here we are, Miss Saigon. I had the beef short rib pho. It's really good. Depth of flavor is amazing. The short ribs are nice and tender. You know, it's just a really good bowl of pho. Well, let's call it soup. Gotta leave it at that. So if you're in the neighborhood, I highly recommend. There's a lot to do on Argyle. It's a fun experience. It shows the culture of Chicago. So until next time, enjoy.